What's up, XL crew? So recently I traveled to Italy. I went all over Rome, Venice, Pompeii, the Amalfi Coast, Brindisi, and I want to give you a couple of things to be aware of while traveling in Italy while being XL. One, check your bed sizes. There's definitely a difference between US and European bed sizes, and you want to make sure that when you book a bed, it's what you expect. If you book it and you might get a single or a twin when you expect a king or a queen. Next, definitely take a look at all the pictures of your rooms. You want to make sure that your showers have enough space, that you have an air conditioner. In summer it gets extremely hot. You might want to see if you have a washer dryer, because if it's hot you're going to be sweating, you want to wash your clothes. You're going to be walking a ton, so make sure you wear comfortable shoes. Everywhere is walking friendly, and things are definitely not very car friendly. Piggybacking off of that, you definitely don't want to rent a car when you're visiting either Rome or Venice. Rome specifically, there are very aggressive drivers and the roads are really narrow. For Venice, you only need a car to get from the airport to essentially the canals, and then everything else you can't even drive. So you definitely don't want to rent a car there. Getting from the airport to your destination, in Rome, you'd want to take a white cab. It's 40 euros, flat fee, and it'll get you to your destination. Venice, you have three options. You can take a cab to the bus depot, which is where the canals are. You can take a bus, that'll take you to the same depot, or you can take a water taxi that'll take you across. And that's a lot more expensive, but it is more of an experience. So when you get to Italy, it is definitely not built for big and tall people. Doorways are narrow, things are a lot smaller. So if you take a bus and you do a bus trip like we did to Pompeii, just be aware the bus seats are going to be really narrow, it's going to be small. It might not be the most comfortable ride you take, but these trips are definitely worth it if you want to see some of these great locations. If you go to Venice, what I definitely recommend is you get a bus. Essentially, it's a hop-on, hop-off water bus pass, which will take you all throughout Venice, and it'll even take you to Murano, where it's famous for glass, and Burano, where it's famous for these colorful buildings and silk. And it's all included for, I think, a certain amount per day, and it was super affordable, better than anything else. Water taxis were super expensive. Definitely, that would be great for larger parties, but if you're only traveling with a couple people, not necessarily the best thing. And then also, guys, just because we were super shocked by how much gondola rides are, they were like 100 euros for like 30 minutes on a gondola. But if you're gonna take a gondola, just be aware that you want to take it. Some of the best times to take a gondola ride would be right around sunset, because we had a friend that went on them and said that she went at night and a lot of it you couldn't see because it's just pitch black out there. When eating in Italy, just be prepared that your meals are a production and they're in slow. They are something that they want you to enjoy and take your time. It's more of a social situation. I'm very familiar with more, let me eat, pay, and go and keep doing what I need to do. But I was slowed down the very first meal I sat down in Italy, because I was just like, hey, can I get the check? Like, nope, you gotta just relax. And I'm like, okay, so. So be prepared if you're going to take a meal in Italy, eating out, which I completely recommend. The food's amazing. I eat out every meal, but just be aware your meals are going to extend. The meal times are going to be really long. Lastly, check when you're traveling. Europe is famous for having strikes. So your airlines could go on strike, and they let people know this months in advance. So make sure you check your flights, see if any of your flights are going to be during these strikes, because it'll cause delays, it'll cause lost baggage, and it'll just ruin your trip. It could mess up your transfers. It can be a mess. Being a big and tall person, if you lose your clothes, it's going to be so hard to find them in Italy. I scoured all over just to find a couple places and resources for us if we travel there, and I found a great one. It's called Pitran. I'll go over it in the next video, so it'll be all that info on it there. Follow Valid XL for all your big and tall tips and product reviews. As always, I got you, XL crew.